Good morning, Flosstube. My name is Erica, and I am here to talk to you about my stitching, my second Halloween ornament, and my crazy intense 3 days with my family. If you're new, welcome. I typically will chat a little bit about life stuff for the first few minutes, but if you want to skip straight to stitching, I will put a timestamp below in the description so you can fast forward. If you're returning, hi, I always missed you guys. I meant to actually write the date down because I really kind of do like it when other Flosstubers say the date, because it just kind of helps make things relative. Like, if, oh, you know, Flosstube 20, what does that mean? But if I know that it's Christmas time or fall or something, but of course I don't know the date. It's like August 12th, maybe, probably totally wrong. I normally straighten my hair, and I did not. And my hair is naturally kind of curly. I don't know how much you can really tell, but it's the kind of curly that just looks like a frizzy mess unless I actually curl it or straighten it or do something with it. And I was just too tired, you guys. I'm sorry. That's the best I have for you today. I'm just too tired. It's like 6:30. Oh no, it's almost 7 already. So my kids will be waking up soon. We just have a lot that we want to do today. A lot around the house and going outside and kind of just relaxing. My brother and father got in town Tuesday night, and I hadn't seen my brother since my son was born 4 years ago next month. So that was really cool. Of course, oh my God, I knew my son was going to idolize him, and he totally did. Within about an hour from being here, my son was like, Josh is my favorite, between him and my dad and my grandpa. I was like, oh my gosh, don't say that. But my dad doesn't take that personally. And Josh is just, I knew he was going to be like a big, sorry, my husband, a big friend to him. We have still not made a whole lot of friends in Alaska, or in Colorado. And I say a whole lot, and I mean like any at all. We go to the playgrounds all the time. He's got gym class, we've done soccer, like he's always around kids his age. But multiple times now, I have tried to connect with the moms of kids that he seems to really get along with. And they're always like, oh yeah, we'll totally get together. And then they text me and we make a date, and then like an hour beforehand, they always cancel it. And I never hear from them again. So either everyone doesn't like me, or it's just really hard making mom friends. And I think that the latter is the case, because everyone's schedules are different. It's stressful when you have young kids. Like, I get that, but it still sucks to have flaky people. Anyways, so the next day we went hiking at Garden of the Gods. It's this beautiful, it looks like a desert. It's reds and orange clay rock formations. It's amazing. And then we went to a vintage arcade in Manitou Springs, which is probably the most underrated touristy thing, I think, in Colorado Springs. It's so much fun. We went out to eat at a 100% gluten-free restaurant. So I have celiacs, my dad has celiacs. Even when you go somewhere and something on the menu is gluten-free, very often it can be cross-contaminated. They use it in a fryer where they fry bread or breaded items. It's just very difficult to go out to eat with celiac disease. And so that was pretty cool for my dad and I to have zero concern and zero worries at all. And we could eat anything off the menu. I had the world's best street tacos. Oh my God, they were so good. And I actually lost weight this week, and I think it was because I've been too tired to snack at night, and I typically have popcorn every night. And we've been going nonstop. Like, I will tell anybody, and I have no qualms saying this, I have no chill. I have none. I take it back. I have like 5% chill. I typically go. I always like to be doing things. I never really relax and do nothing, ever. If I am relaxing at the end of the day, I'm stitching or sewing or doing something like that. My dad is me times 10. Like, he has negative chill. I mean, it's just, and I know he's just trying to be helpful because he's a dad. He's coming here and he's like, hey, let's get this done. Let's fix this. Let's look at this. Let's take care of this. Do you want me to hang your diploma? Should I look at your computer? Your baseboards in the basement need to be put up. Your handrail's a little squeaky on the stairs. You know, the doors don't really close right. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Once again, very, very helpful. And I appreciate it because he did get a lot done. It's just a lot, and it's a lot for the little kids. You know, my kids are 3 and 1. By the last day here, my son was having a decent amount of tantrums at night because he was just overstimulated. We typically don't go out a lot. We'll go out in the morning time from like 9 to 12, and then we eat lunch, and then we stay home because naps are at 1:30. And then after naps, we typically stay home because dinner's an hour later. And then we go outside after dinner a lot, and we take walks and go to the different parks, but we don't really get in the car. And so it was just a lot. We were going all over the place. I had to go get blood work done finally. It was like 6 weeks late. And it was just running errands and going out to eat and stopping by the store, and it was a lot. But it was also really, really amazing. So like I said, my son adored my brother. My daughter liked him when he left. As he was leaving, he came to their gym class and then took off from there, and she said, bye, and she blows kisses, and this is how she blows kisses. So I guess that's it as far as what life was like this week. It was a really good visit. It was a lot of fun to see them. My mom's gonna be here on Wednesday. I can't wait. And normally I'll move stuff if it's like in frame. This is a box that has my kids' baby books and some of their old artwork. And I need to update those because it's probably been like a year. And also this baby hair. Those of you who've had kids, you know, this is postpartum like hair regrowth, even though it's been almost 2 years. So I can't do anything about it. I just have to live with it. Okay, so getting into whips. I worked on 2 whips this week, and then my second Halloween ornament. This is Little House Needleworks Hometown Holiday Series. I am stitching it all in one cloth, and I always have threads everywhere, so it's a mess. I still need to find a way to organize that. What else is new? I have so many things I need to do. But I got a lot of work done on the sweet shop. It's almost done. I'm gonna add beads to the top wreath, and I might add beads to the little cake in the center, but I love the details of the door. I thought that's so pretty. Also, the spacing on this is not good. I don't know what I was thinking when I put the sweet shop where it is. It really should have been moved over some, but obviously it's too late to do that now. I ain't ripping all this out. Because it does end here. And I think what I did was I centered it underneath Grandma's house. So there's Grandma's house, and then there's the sweet shop. And so it's centered under that, but it doesn't look like it's centered because the way that the layout is. So I'm gonna add something here. I don't think it's just gonna be a tree. I might take small elements from other parts of the design and add something there. This is gonna be the florist, here's a train station, and then there's gonna be a church up here. So I'm getting close to a finish, you guys. I mean, I'm pretty much done. I just need to do a little bit on the pet shop, sweet shop, school, train, and then I have 2 more. Which sounds like a lot when I say it out loud to do, but it'll get done. And then as soon as I'm done with this, I guess I'm gonna start the medieval castle next for my daughter's room because I just feel bad. Oh man, my mom made her the most beautiful wall quilt. It has her picture on it, but I could cover it. I need to show you guys that next week because it's so cute. It's a little princess themed wall quilt. And there's like, I think she said it was over 200 hearts quilted, hand quilted all over it. It's really pretty. So I want to start tiny modernist medieval castle for her next, for her room. But I also really want to start the Prairie Schooler Christmas tree farm. I showed it maybe 2 weeks ago, and I think I had 2 people comment and say, oh, that sparkly white Ada fabric you had would be perfect for that. I was like, oh my God, you guys are geniuses. So I think I am going to use that because even though I am stitching on 28 count now, I really like Ada still. I don't know why this is here. I didn't work on it at all, but I'll show you real fast. And there's so much stuff. This is my dad's cross stitch that I am almost 100% sure is going to be a Christmas present and not a birthday present in November. I actually pulled it out last night to start working on it on this black and white photo of a guy fishing. And there's so many color changes, and I was like, I can't even figure out which of the 8 grays this is supposed to be. I'm not doing it. Okay, so my last whip is my Cathedral Woods goddess. And I did work a little bit on her this week. Of course, I wish I would have worked a little bit more because she's just so beautiful. Oh, gosh, she's always so pretty when I see her. So I did this part of it, and I've been working a little bit on all of this. From here down, it's completely done. So most of her dress is done. I need to do a little bit more of this rose gold Krynic over here, and then the rest of this is all beaded. I think this I need to finish with the rose gold. But I'm working on her, I guess, kind of wings. Oh my goodness, she's so beautiful. And she's gonna be so big. Because this is just the top half of the pattern. So her dress is going to be down there. It's so pretty. So pretty. I cannot wait. The blues are beautiful. This is my first Mirabilia. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Okay. I'm like zooming through whips today, you guys. I don't know why. I guess because I got to get my kids soon, but so my ornament. I have decided okay, you guys, they're gonna look much better. I shouldn't say much better. They would look amazing stitched all on one cloth together. You know, what I said last week when I did the first one, I had ideas for at least 3, if not 6 of them. Potentially it could continue on past that. But I think I'm going to take a break for a couple weeks from designing after the 3rd one. So I'm going to do the 3rd one hopefully by next week. And then I might take a little break from them for a while because I have other patterns that I've designed that I need to stitch that are freaking amazing. Primitive in style and Halloween. And I've started stitching on it yesterday and I should be able to finish it by next weekend. So I had this with fabric behind it, but like I said, I really think I'm going to put all 3 together. I wish I would have stitched them together on one cloth, but it is what it is. I can still display them together somehow. So this was the first one, Candy Cane Lane. Oh no, Candy Corn Lane. I always keep saying Candy Cane. Candy Corn Lane, because I like the little street that's candy corn colors. And so the second one is Zombies Night Out. Oh my gosh, you guys. I am so obsessed with this. Look at the teeny tiny zombie rising from the grave. It's not easy creating things that are, you know, 4 squares or however many it is, 5 wide by 3 down. Like, how do you make it look like it's a zombie rising from a grave when you only have a couple squares to do it? And that's something else I'll say about model stitching. I might get to that point at some point where I let other people, or I ask other people, not let, I ask, please help me out because I can't do this all. But for now, I can't imagine having someone else stitch my stuff because I always change so much about it as I stitch it. So like the color of this dirt, originally I charted it as black, and then I was like, okay, well, you're not gonna tell that that's dirt. And then I did it as green, and then I was like, well, that kind of takes away from the green of the zombies. So then I finally settled on brown. So just stuff like that. And I'm going to actually put this on the sticky board because it's too big and I want to make it the same size. So I need to just trim off some of this down here. But look at how stinking cute these would be together, you guys. And so there's gonna be one more for sure. And then, like I said, I'll probably take a couple weeks off, and then if there's interest, I might do another trilogy, another set of 3. But there's a little zombie boy and a little zombie girl and some bats and ghosts and the tombstones. This was it. This is how this whole idea started. I knew I kind of wanted to do a cemetery, and then I was like, oh, what if I put a little zombie? At first it was just a hand. But then again, how do you do a hand with just squares? Like, it looked either, it had to be 4 squares, which was like the size of their heads coming up from the ground, and you couldn't even tell it was a hand still. So then I was like, well, maybe it'll be like him pushing up out of the dirt. So by the time this video uploads, this will be in my Etsy shop. The link is below. Thank you guys so much for everyone who's bought the patterns already. I really appreciate it. It's so much fun to see other people as excited about this. I know there are lots of Halloween stitch patterns out there, but there's still not enough to me. When I first started getting really into cross stitch again, like 6 months ago, I remember thinking, like, why isn't there more Halloween villages? There's like 1,000 Christmas ones. Like, why aren't there more? And I was like, oh, I'm gonna make one. Exactly like how I wanted. I did not think about doing the bats until this one, but if you haven't stitched these yet and you end up getting all 3 of them or just 2 of them or whatever, I would take this bat and put it somewhere over here too, just to make it more a little cohesive. Actually, no, I'm not gonna change that one. So there's a 2. There'll be one more coming. They finish at about 4.25 inches square. So the whole thing would be 12.75 long by 4.25. And I just need to find a cute way to display them all together. Okay, so a little bit of haul, and then we'll get into giveaways. I got orders from, I think, Fat Quarter Shop and 123 Stitch. My life is such a hot mess. I know I keep saying this, but when my mom comes, I can actually organize all of my cross stitch stuff, and I'm going to put up a lot of stuff on the D-Stash page. My Q-snap that I never use, some patterns that I've already stitched up. So look for that. Also, before I forget, if you are interested, I had a couple of you say that you did want me to do a Ask Me Anything video separate from Flosstube, but it can be about, you can ask me about stitching or sewing or anything about me in my life. If you have a question for me, just comment below, and I'm going to start keeping track of them and shoot a separate video sometime next week when my mom is here. I know one question I've already gotten a lot is, how do you do it all? So I'm planning on kind of telling you guys like what my average day looks like and my organizational systems that I have in place that help me be very productive in terms of my son's homeschooling, now my daughter too, getting activities for them pulled for the week ahead of time, doing food prep ahead of time, outlining my workouts, like stuff like that, that makes it so that I can kind of be a little bit brainless in the morning and just already have everything like done. But anyways, so I ordered this stuff and I don't even know what it's for. I went through my patterns to see steamed broccoli. Oh, I think I even use that in my own designs. It's a really nice variegated kind of green. Weeping Willow, which is not a nice color, but I'm sure I got it for something, not for me. I got some new fabric to try, and I got just one pattern. It's so cute. It's from Homespun Elegance, and it says, "Ding dong, the witch is dead." And there's a little witch on her back. Isn't that adorable? So I think I am gonna try to finish this as a pillow. Because it would just be super cute. I really like that. Like I said, I got it from 123 Stitch. I got this little seed pack because I've been trying to find the perfect beads to use on my hometown holiday series as snow. Oh, and if you are not in the Little House Needleworks Facebook group, they announced there yesterday, and I'm sure they did on Instagram or Facebook page as well. They have a new series coming out in September or January. I don't remember, but it's a snow village, a snowman village, so it looks really cute. But I'm trying to look for the perfect beads to be snowflakes on my village, so I got those. Some more fancy floss. Baby spinach. Ooh, that's my favorite. That's what I use in my designs. It's that really pretty variegated green. Peanut brittle. Also not a really great color. I don't like fancy floss if it's not variegated. If it's not variegated, I'm gonna buy DMC. So I'm always a little bit disappointed when I get one. I'm like, oh, okay, yay. I did get some of the fancy DMC Etoile. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's got a little bit of shimmer in it. Let me see. You won't be able to see it. It's very, very, very faint, but I thought I would try it out. It's already kind of fraying like the glow-in-the-dark DMC, which was awful and did not glow in the dark. Bitter. So I guess I'll show you the two fabrics, even though there's not really much to see with them. They're not modeled or anything like that, but I've been just trying out different linens. I don't know if they're all called linens, but 28 count stuff, because I'm pretty new to it. So this is 28 count coffee dyed Monaco. It is pretty stiff like Ada, but it's really easy to see the holes. So I really like that. And it's cheap. And it's just a nice coffee colored. This was 20 by 24 inches, and it was $6.88 on 123 Stitch. So I like that. I like that a lot. That is insanely cheap, actually. So I got that one, and then I got a 28 count lamb's wool Jobelin even weave, 18 by 27, and it was 11 bucks. So also not bad. And this is what I'm stitching on. I think it's a 28 count mushroom even weave, my Cathedral Woods Goddess, and I really like it. And this is just as nice. Very easy to see. Like if you are trying to try out 28 count from 14 count, I would definitely recommend an even weave. Because sometimes, like the picture of this plus fabric I'm using for my ornaments is not even weave, and it can be difficult sometimes to make sure that everything's lying straight and looks like how it's supposed to. Okay, so I guess we just have giveaways. What am I forgetting? Oh, I wanted to talk a little bit. You guys gave me some amazing recommendations last week for Flosstubers to watch. Also, for the last 2 weeks, if you're waiting on your giveaways, I'm so sorry. Here's what's happened. I thought that I printed the shipping for them from my stamps account, which is what I use for shipping for all of my other Etsy shop stuff. But then I went to it early last week to get everything shipped out, and you couldn't do first class mail anymore. Like, it had to be 4 ounces or over to print the shipping labels, and the stuff was like 1 to 3 ounces. And I'm like, well, I did it before. How come I can't do it now? So then I was like, okay, whatever. I'll just use stamps. And then I couldn't find my stamps, and so then I had to order stamps, and then they're going to be here Monday. Is that tomorrow? Is today Sunday? I don't even know what's happening. I looked at my watch and there's no date on here. I guess tomorrow is Monday. Wow, so they're gonna be here tomorrow. So your stuff's going out tomorrow. I'm so sorry. There's almost no way that I can take both kids into the post office with me and ship something from the post office. Last time I went in there with them, the line was crazy. So by the time we actually got to the counter, I would look down and all of a sudden both of their shoes are off and they're running around in circles. And I'm like, what? Why are your shoes off? Like, why are you doing this right now? So anyways, last week you guys gave me great recommendations for Flosstubers to check out. Many of them I'd already seen. At some point, I am going to work on a master list of my favorite Flosstubers because I know how exciting it is when you find someone new that you love and you have someone to hang out with at night. So Beautiful Clarity was recommended, and she's amazing. And I'm going to link everyone below, but the Clarity is spelled Clareity because her name's Claire. I really like her for a number of reasons. She's got 2 kids, same age, probably close-ish to my age, new to Stitcher. Also, in her latest video, said that she had been accidentally using twice as amount of floss that she was supposed to, which is a mistake that I did for a decade. Yay. So I was like, you're not alone. I totally did it too. And she also suffers from anxiety and OCD, which I have talked openly about my anxiety on here, but her latest video, she really talked about how much stitching has helped with the anxiety. And I've said the same thing. My mind is constantly racing, constantly. And if it's not focused on something productive, like working out, cross stitch, cleaning the house, being with my kids, so it's usually late at night. If it's not focused on something productive, it goes somewhere negative. And I get very obsessed with worry and fear and things that, you know, oh my gosh, this is gonna happen. What if it happens to my kids? Like, I don't wanna, road trips, flying, like stuff like that. Like, it's just so scary to me. But when I'm stitching, my brain has to focus on find the X over 2, find the X over 2. And so it quiets my mind. And I think she even said it's very meditative. So I seriously, like, if a friend ever tells me that they have anxiety and they can't sleep at night, I'm gonna be like, you need to cross stitch. And I'm not saying that glib or like discounting medication or counseling, but seriously, like, it has been so amazing to quiet my brain. Because even if you were watching TV, you don't turn your brain off. And I think you still process these worries and thoughts in the background, whether or not you realize it. But with cross stitching, it's so easy. It's not physical. You sit there, it's still relaxing, but it keeps your brain occupied. So anyways, I really like her. Texas Bob is so sweet. I don't think he commented, somebody else commented and said, hey, I'm so glad I found you via Texas Bob. So I went and checked him out, and he's done, I think, just 1 or 2 videos now, but it's always nice to see guys on Flosstube and just more diversity. And so he's very sweet. And so if you like watching guys, if you're a guy, I know there's not many out there of other guys to watch on Flosstube, so go check him out. I think it's Texas Bob 88. Another girl that's local to me that I really like, I don't think her name is Savannah, and I feel bad, I should remember this, but her YouTube name is Savannah M, and it's spelled differently, so just look at it below. But she's a local young mom, knits beautifully, so I keep fantasizing that I'm gonna learn to knit one day by watching her, but also stitches very nice things, very fun to watch. Last one, and there was others, but this was just what I could remember this morning of who I checked out new this week. Stitched Lit. I love her. So the first video I watched of her, she talked about how she did water aerobics, and she did this amazing cat. Was it a cross stitch? I something with cats. And I was like, okay, you got me. Like, you're talking about doing water aerobics. And I think she was saying about how she's got like the spirit of an old lady in her, stitching cats and doing water aerobics. And I was like, you're awesome. And she's also a young mom. So just really nice to be able to see people, like I said, just kind of similar to me, similar struggles. I know I talk about her all the time, but like Art's design, I always appreciate because she talks about her kids and just, you know, like when you're in a store, like she goes thrifting all the time, you have to get in and get out because you have a very short time span with kids' patience. And it's actually nice this week. I typically have stories about my kids being crazy, and this week they were insanely well behaved. We went, when I had to get my blood work done, it was like wall-to-wall grandmas in there, and every single one of them, oh, your kids are so well behaved, you have such beautiful children. And I said, thank you so much. That is very kind to hear. They are very well behaved typically, so I appreciate that. And we went somewhere else where they kept getting complimented on how nicely they were behaving. So it's all, oh, the quilt shop. So I went to Ruth's Stitchery again because I needed to get some over-dyed threads for my new Halloween pattern I'm designing, and the kids went straight in the back. There's a little Lego table, and at one point, I guess my daughter had gotten up to come look for me. I was wandering around the store, and I heard her shrieking, and then I went to find her. My son was following her around, and I was like, what are you guys doing? You're supposed to be at the Lego table. And one of the cute old ladies there was like, oh, he's been so sweet following her, making sure she doesn't mess with things and take things down, and he's taking such good care of her. He has been amazing this week, you guys. Like, so helpful, saying like, Mom, I want to take care of the cat, and he'd go get treats and brush it and help me clean and sweep and mop and helping his sister out with all sorts of things. Oh my God, so helpful. A little bit of baby fever over here because they're just being so nice. Anyways, so it was a pretty good week. I don't know why I started talking about my kids, but thinking about, I guess, talking about Flosstubers with other young kids, and they just know the struggle. And this week the struggle was a little bit less, so I really appreciate that for my kids. So they're going to be all linked below, so if you feel like checking them out, go do it. Say Erica sent you. I don't know. I say that because it's always nice to know where people come from. Oh man, that's another one. Buckeye Stitcher. I knew I was forgetting someone. So go check her out too. She is not a new Flosstuber. She's been around for a little bit, I think. But she also does wonderful videos, and somebody left a review on my Etsy shop and said, Buckeye Stitcher made me do it. And they had bought one of my project bags. And it was a vintage Christmas bag. It's a beautiful fabric, very like 50s retro of a little woman decorating a Christmas tree and carrying presents. It's just beautiful. And about 2 weekends ago, I sold like 12 of them that weekend. And I typically will sell 12 to 20 bags a week. So I was like, okay, what the heck is going on here? I even asked on Instagram, I was like, was I featured somewhere? Did you guys see me on some other channel? Nobody responded. Well, come to find out, sweet Buckeye Stitcher showed my vintage Christmas bag that she had purchased. And all these people came to my shop. So, oh, my daughter's awake. So thank you so much for that. That was amazing. Okay, so last week's giveaway was this Country Cottage Needleworks haul of sorts. 4 patterns, all go to Janet Jabber. So if you can please email me your address, my email's below. I will get them out tomorrow if you email me, because I have stamps now. This week's giveaway is another series of 4, and they're all fall and Christmas related. So we have this Bent Creek sampler, or no, snapper. And it's a little guy feeding chickens, so cute. Another Bent Creek, this one's a scarecrow. I love it, they're all farming related. A Heart and Hand little snowman one. And these are all courtesy of a viewer who sent them to me, so thank you so much again. And this one's kind of hard for me to get rid of because I really like it, but it is a full kit for a Christmas tree. And I really want to stitch a big Christmas tree, but I can't find one that reminds me enough of the Christmas tree we had as a kid, so I'm on the lookout. So if you would like to win all 4 of these amazing fall and winter themed patterns, please let me know what is your favorite book or series of books. I would really like to get back into reading. Now that the new school year is starting, we're kind of all refreshed with homeschooling. We studied a little bit about Egyptian history yesterday and used some Egyptian stencils to make some art with. It was so much fun. And then my son kept talking about the sun god the rest of the day. But I also miss learning. I would like to start relearning Spanish to help my son learn Spanish as well. And I also miss reading fiction, nonfiction, doesn't matter. But if it's a good audiobook, that's even better, because I would like to listen to that while I stitch, because if I read, that means I can't stitch, and that does not make me happy. I would much rather be stitching than pretty much doing anything else in life. I am going to be looking for a Halloween table runner pattern and a Halloween wall quilt and patterns to do trick-or-treat bags, to try to get those done while my mom's here and I have some free time to sew. I miss sewing for fun. Going to work on some new cross-stitch bags and work on my Halloween cross-stitch design that, oh my god, it's so cute. Okay, my poor daughter is very upset. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for checking out my shop if you do. I really appreciate it. Like I said, if you ever see me on another Flosstuber, please let me know. Like, there's probably like 1,000 Flosstubers now, and I don't watch them all, and I would always like to return the favor by saying thank you and checking out their channel. So if you ever see me featured anywhere, please let me know, because I miss it a lot of the times. And if you are stitching my patterns, tag me on Instagram, Erica D House, or just hashtag Stars Hollow Stitchery, and I check it, and I would love to see it. So yeah, if you're entering the giveaway, please just make sure that you like and be a subscriber. I'm inching close to 4,000 subscribers. It is so crazy to me. So when I hit the 4,000 mark, I'm gonna have to do a pretty special giveaway. So it might be, hopefully this month sometime, August. Or no, I guess August is halfway over. It should be by next month for sure. So thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a wonderful week. I'll see you next weekend.